Hi, I'm April N, and I'm going to give you a few tips to teach you how to economize your money. Now, you may be a college student, or you have a part-time job, or perhaps you're still dependent on your parents or some other family members. I'm going to teach you ways to save what little money you have so that you can be able to survive, be able to independendize yourself eventually. As a college student, I had a part-time job. I'm about to graduate college, but I had a part-time job basically because I didn't really have time for more. And the thing is that even though I live with my parents, I still have to pay for car payments, for phone, for everything else that I had to do, insurance. I had to pay it. I simply didn't have rent, but eventually I'm going to have that, right? Because I'm growing up, I'm gonna graduate from college soon, right? I have to make my own life. Learn how to save what you have. Calculate how much you have to pay each month. For the first 2 years of my college career, I took the bus, and there was no shame in that, really. I didn't have a car. My parents were having a hard time taking me to school and picking me up every morning, so I would wake up a little earlier, get on the bus and head on over to school. Instead of paying $50 or $60 a week for gas to be able to drive to school 5 days a week, I would pay $35 a month for a bus month pass, and that's a month. So I saved quite a lot of money by doing public transportation. That was the first 2 years of my college career. What happened in my third year is that I got a part-time job, and it became pretty impossible to continue taking the bus. So what I did is I went with my dad car shopping, and the number one thing that I said was gas efficient. So make sure that you get a gas efficient car, but also a car that you'll be able to pay the monthly payments. So I got a Nissan Sentra 2011, and it was great. It's great. It's a 4-cylinder car. It's very gas efficient. I spend about $30 a week, and that's just going to school every single day and going to work as well. If I had another car like a Buick or some other sort of truck, I definitely would be spending double that a week in gas money. So, and also the Nissan Sentra, I don't pay anywhere near $300 a month. So it's something very affordable for me. I can pay the monthly payments, I can pay the insurance, and I can afford the gas a week. Once you have that out of the way, there's other factors that come into play. Need a phone because it's just impossible not to have one. Maybe don't get an internet data plan. There are hundreds of places that have Wi-Fi. There's a Starbucks on every corner. There's at school, there's probably Wi-Fi. There's several other places that have free Wi-Fi. Maybe you have Wi-Fi at home. So maybe you can get a limited data plan so that if you need to use your GPS or something simple like that, it's fine, and it will stay within the limited amount of internet data that you have. And then the rest of the time, you cannot use the mobile network and just use Wi-Fi. Here's the last rule, and one of the biggest things in saving money, and that is don't splurge. Anything that you can do to save money. So if you need to sacrifice a few of the video games, then wait until you do have the money to pay for it. Then do that. If you like brand name clothing, then maybe you should dial it down for a bit. I don't shame myself in saying that I go to the swap meet all the time. And in the swap meet, I can get clothes that just have as much great quality as brand name clothing, and they look good. I can buy at Guess a pair of pants that are maybe $70, and for that same amount of money, I can go to Ross, I can go to the swap meet, I can go to whatever, buy like 7 or 8 pair of pants with that same amount of money. Don't splurge. Try your best not to eat out at restaurants. McDonald's, it's always around the corner, and there's Jack in the Box and Carl's Jr. In-N-Out if you're on the West Coast. And I know you have the temptation, you're hungry, and there's this awesome burger place that's, you just want to buy food, and the thing is, it adds up. I know because my first quarter with my part-time job, I was like, oh yes, I get to eat out all the times I want because now I actually have the money to do it. And what happened is that I came short on all my payments because I'm eating out every single day. And yeah, okay, you can buy from the dollar menu, right? But it adds up. Then it comes to a certain time of the month, and you're like, hey, it's time to pay your car, and you look at your bank account, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have money. Or worse, you'll overdraft because it's an automatic payment, right? So overdrafting is terrible. You can overdraft by a penny and they'll charge you like $40. So be careful. If you have an online account, make sure that you're checking your account constantly. Make sure that you know when they're going to take the money out of your account. Like, fight temptation. If you could take public transportation, do it, because it's very gas efficient and much cheaper. If you can get a gas efficient car, do it. If you can avoid eating out every day, fight the temptation. Don't go out to eat. Don't splurge on game consoles, on expensive clothing, on expensive shoes. Save your money. Eventually you'll be in a better economical position to get those things that you want, but you have to work at it, and that means you have to know how to save your money. Good luck to you. I hope that my tips help you out saving money, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.